Hey everyone, Carla here from Documenting the Journey, and I'm pretty excited about this video. I'm actually doing this video in a collaboration with my friend Camellia over at camellia.plans on Instagram. She also is on YouTube here, and she and I are going to be doing a video about our May planner stack. This is going to include planners and journals. So this is essentially everything that I've been in and out of for the entire calendar year of 2022. Y'all, it's been a journey for sure. And so I'm going to go through very quickly each one of these, what they represent for me, what I'm using them for, and then I'm going to also try quickly to explain what I've changed. A lot has changed. So as soon as you're done watching my video, make sure you go over to Camellia's YouTube. I will make sure to link it down in the description below, and you can see her stack and what is going on her end as well. So let's first start by clearing everything. Okay. So this is the MakseLife goal setting system. This is the Hobonichi Cousin. This is a bullet journal. This is the JMB living journal. This is my iPad. So at the beginning of the year, I was kind of like in and out of everything. But as of right now, I've essentially pared it down to full-time 2 of these things. Well, full-time 1, and then part-time another couple. So, okay. Hobonichi Cousin was originally my main full functional planner. And then I also used the dailies as a full functioning planner system. I ended up coming back into, I went back and forth a lot with this. I actually really liked it. Even now looking back at it, I'm like, oh, I really like this. What am I doing? Because I loved the idea of everything just kind of being in one. The biggest downside for me personally is it didn't have my goal setting system in it, and I didn't have hardly any note pages. So little note pages in the fact that I actually had to like tip in and glue in all of my trackers. And so that was one of the big downsides for me. I also went through like a little weird planner paper color identity crisis. I got really kind of old and sick and tired of the cream paper. I really didn't like the red here. Once I started switching months, I completely spaced, my dog is drinking. I completely spaced the fact that the colors changed every month, and I really didn't like that either. And so I decided to set this aside, but it's kind of become a little bit of a journal for me. So this was like my dad's birthday. I painted, and then I quit journaling for a while, and then I have some journaling kind of back and forth in here. So I essentially went and made this into my decorative journal. And therapeutic wise, this is actually really good for me. I like being able to have a space to kind of get messy and get creative. This was my little Easter. My daughter and I painted that together. And so just like last year, I think this is going to end up being converted into kind of like a memory keeper, memory planner / journal type thing. The one that I have from last year, I think it ended up as like 4 inches thick. It was huge. And I think that's the route that this is going. So this is not a functional planner for me anymore, but it is in my journal stack. We're going to set these aside. So my bullet journal, again, love-hate relationship with this beauty. I ended up switching to a bullet journal system. I started bullet journaling last year, and I really loved it. I continued doing it this year. I actually switched bullet journals a couple of times. This is the Zequenz A5 grid. I originally started in a Stalogy. Again, said that I didn't like the color paper because it was more on the cream side, and I wanted to be able to use stickers on occasion in here. And the Zequenz has a white paper. These are Midori sticky notes, and they're cream, and they actually match the Stalogy pages, and they also match the Hobonichi Cousin, but you can see the white paper. And I really liked the white paper. So I also kind of fell off of the bandwagon with this mainly because it's a bullet journal and it took me a hot minute to actually create each one of my spreads. But the reason I really loved this is because I had all 12 months. I had all 52 weeks, like the pages anyway. I have the pages set aside for all 52 weeks because I use this exact same spread every single week. And then I also set aside 52 pages for my daily logs. And so again, my daily logs are all of the same as well. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because at the time, I really needed daily and weekly planning. And so I have all of that aside, and then I have all of my trackers. I have my food inventory. I have my book inventory. I have monthly habit tracking. I have, that's more of my food inventory. I have educational stuff for my kids because we're going into the summer, and so I need to figure out what I need to work with them on in the summer. I took this on a trip with me because my mother-in-law passed, and this was like a blessing because there were so many note pages. I have over 100 extra note pages in here, and I used like, I don't know, 20 just in the arrangements that we needed to do for my mother-in-law. So this thing was a blessing, but it's also a beast. And so I'm still kind of playing in this one because honestly, I really enjoy it. Drawing it out is very therapeutic for me, but again, it does take some time. And so that's my biggest kind of love-hate relationship with my bullet journal, is it does take a little bit of time. If I do something, so here's my like most basic. So I will basically just draw out my grid, put in my days, and then just kind of go from there. What really takes me a lot of time is when I use my stencils and I get creative and I want to try and do my weekly recap. But if I just do a real quick pen and paper and just make it super messy, it really only takes me like less than 10 minutes to draw all of this out. Even writing in the hours, it really doesn't take me that much time. But the reason I decided to set this one aside is because school is ending for my kids. I'm staying home in the summer full-time with them, so I'll no longer be working, and we are going to have a very busy summer. They are in a lot of activities. We're going to be going to the pool. We're going to be rushing here and there. And so the reason I decided to leave this one beside is just because it's too big and it's too bulky. I already converted my handbag to a much smaller capacity because I just needed something a lot smaller. So in came digital planning. I'll go over that in just a second. So this one is not really in my stack right now, but it's definitely in the back of my mind as far as something that I really want to come back to because I really did truly enjoy it. So maybe after the summer, I'll jump back into it when I have the capacity to carry a really large, thick A5 planner with me. Another thing that I'm really loving right now is my JMB Living Journal. I will have to say I've been in a really weird season of life right now, and I'm not journaling on a daily basis like I used to, but I truly love this journal. It actually sits on my nightstand, and I'm able to fill everything out in the evening. The reason I love this journal is because it's really prompted, and it really makes you focus on affirmations, what your self-care was, what was your win, beauty that you noticed, what gave you joy. And so it really makes you reflect on your day and pull all of that positivity out of a day that may not have even been super great. And so because it's on my nightstand, my daughter found it. And so I do have this as well. But like I said, I'm not as consistent as I was with the last one. This is a quarterly journal. And it's definitely not anything that can be carried with me because it is really large. It's in at 8.5 by 11. So it's like a regular sized spiral bound, but it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. And I love leaving it on my nightstand. My habit used to be is to leave it open to the next page that I needed to write on. And instead of playing on my phone before I went to bed, is I would just sit down with pen and paper for a little bit. And I'm actually going to get back into that habit this week. That is my goal, is to get back into my habit of nighttime journaling. I've done an entire video on journaling before and how it's helped me, and especially being nighttime journaling specifically. And so this is definitely one of my biggest goals, is to get back into my journaling. So this is going to go back onto my nightstand. with a beautiful pen, and that is going to be my new routine. I have been using it quite a bit. I've just not been very consistent. So this is also in my stack. The biggest change is I'm not in my paper MakseLife flagship anymore, which is really hard for me to admit. I've been in this planner for 3 years, essentially since the very first year this company has been alive. I've been in this particular flagship planner, and it kind of is really hard for me to say in this video that I've left it behind. I haven't left it behind. I'm using it in a digital format, but I kind of feel really sad that there's empty pages in here now, because I don't think I used a little bit in April. I don't think I used anything in April, because that's when I really started embracing digital planning. So although I'm still in the MakseLife system full time, I'm just not using the paper version of the planner. Again, this is just really large for me. It definitely never leaves my home. And I just noticed when I was in my bullet journal alone without my goals as a reminder every week, I really slacked on even just like my habits. And so I ended up going to the digital format, and I'll go over that last because it's just a little bit more complex. But I'm still in the system. I'm just not using the paper planner version right now. So technically not in my stack. I'm not even really sure if I would consider this in my stack, because I still use it on a daily basis, just not the paper version of it. The last paper planner I have is my Hobonichi Weeks, which is a lot like my MakseLife. I have a really strong love for this planner. I really loved it last year when I used it. It was extremely functional for me. I do have the Weeks Mega, and I basically just use it as my everyday carry. It is essentially what I have. Like, it's kind of like my catch-all, and it's just a hot mess, and I really love it that way. And so there's pages in here that are not even full. There's my monthly calendars that are my main planning. And then I have all of my weekly with all of my notes and my events and activities. I've got a section in here for memory keeping as well. And then I've got a section in here for finances. My miscellaneous apparently doesn't have anything in it. And then I've got food inventory. And again, this was before I went into the bullet journal system. And so I always get the Mega. Well, always, this is my second year using it. I got the Mega because I know that I utilize a lot of the note pages. And I just love being able to kind of like, there's just something so special about the Tomoe River paper. I just love the Weeks. And it's like such a good size to, you know, have essentially everything in it that you need and still have a little bit of room to decorate as well. And I'm not sure what makes me feel like this about certain planners, but this is one of the planners that I don't mind being messy in, and I don't mind it not having the same pen every week, and every week is decorated differently if it's decorated at all. Some weeks I have notes, some weeks I don't. And so I just really use this kind of in a different capacity. And I just really love that about this planner. And again, I don't know why I do that with this planner, but I won't do it with my bullet journal. I have no idea. But this is in my stack for sure. This is in my purse. It is my everyday carry. I do have it with me at all times. You can see it's kind of my wallet as well. And it is in one of my absolute favorite planner covers. This is a leather cover by Maria on BUJO Planner on Instagram. And so this is one of my most coveted planners. And so this one is essentially being used at least once a week, not on a daily basis, but at least once a week, mostly twice a week. I will go through and just check everything here. So this used to be my main full planner until I went digital, y'all. Let's talk about digital. Okay, so again, I will go ahead and mention that the reason I went digital is because I did have to leave paper planners behind for a hot minute based off of the season of life I'm about to go into. Summer is going to be bananas for my kids and I. I needed the ability to have everything with me in an extremely compact form. I know this iPad is not compact. I know this iPad is not very easy to carry around. However, the app that I'm using my planners in is also on my phone. So everything I'm about to show you, I can easily pull up on my phone. So I'm using the Good Notes app, and I'm using the Passion Planner Hourly in addition to the MakseLife vertical planner. So I've kind of done a very first kind of plan with me in this, and I still need to do a full walkthrough on the entire system, but basically I have all of my monthly views in here, which is essentially a duplicate of this. This is kind of my security blanket. So I'm always really scared with digital technology that like something is going to happen to this and I'm going to lose it all. And so I always want to have at least one paper planner as a backup in case I like break it or lose the cloud or whatever the cloud even is. It's my brain's a mess. And so anyways, I have all of my monthly views in here. I have all of my goals in here. I have my reflections and I have my weekly actions. I have my weekly overview in here as well. And so the way that I've been using it is just kind of like a goal tracker, you know. So here I have all of my affirmations and my gratitude, tasks I need to get done for the day. I have all of my reflections and my weekly actions. I even combined a horizontal MakseLife with a vertical MakseLife so I could have journaling and memory keeping in there as well. I did affirmations again down here on the bottom. I've got the built-in habit tracker. And so I have all of my goal setting system in here instead of on my paper planner. My functional planning, however, is in the Passion Planner, mainly just because I really need an hourly for my brain to be super duper happy. I love being able to have my basic, this is the essentials that you need to do on a daily basis. But in order for my brain to properly process my day, I really do thrive off of an hourly format. And with the digital and with having an iPad that can easily convert to your phone with the Good Notes app, I can have both of these planners and easily pull them up when I'm out of the home and I have access to all of this. So this is the week of April 25th to May 1st, which is the week that just passed. And so I have all of my hourly stuff in here. I have my work schedule. This day, for example, I had to leave work early because my kids had a dentist appointment. This day I have highlighted in red, I had a CT scan, so I had to make arrangements to have my husband come home early to hang out with the kids, you know, and I've got all of my, my to-do list down here. I've got all of my notes and things that I need during the week here. So the reason I'm using this one functionally instead of the MakseLife is because of this bottom part right here. I love having an hourly. It helps me process my day. And B, I need all of this extra note spaces for now until school is at least done. So right now in school, my kids have different things that they do each day, different lunches that they have options for, and I just need all of this extra note space. Whereas in the vertical on the MakseLife, it has a lot of space, but I just don't have a lot of additional sidebar note space to put all of that stuff in. Whereas the Passion Planner, I can put my menu. I didn't do a menu this week. Oh my gosh. I usually have my menu here, my kids' school stuff, another one of my kids' school stuff, a list of things I need to buy, and all of the tasks I need to get done. So there's no way I can fit all of that in my MakseLife. And so I have all of those appointments in here as well in case this whole system crashes. I still have all of the essentials in my Hobonichi Weeks, but visually for me, I prefer having it in an hourly format. So these two here are my main. So my digital planning, my MakseLife and my Passion Planner are my main. I am in it every single day without fail. I check it in the morning. I check it in the evening. I always have to look at school stuff. I always check my tasks. And then with my vertical, I always love having the ability to see all of my goals that I've got going on for the month as well. I can add in pages to do my menus. That's why I didn't have my menu in my Passion Planner, because it's right here. And so I love the flexibility of digital planning as well, because like I said, you can add in unlimited note pages. And as I've already said with my weeks and my bullet journal, I'm pretty obsessed with note pages and trackers. And so you can easily add in as many pages as you wanted to any planner you chose to download. And so I'm really, really, really loving digital right now. And that's part of the reason that I really don't feel bad for leaving my flagship paper planner, is because I have it all here. It's just easier for me to carry with me. And then my functional hourly, I can easily pull up on my phone as well, because it's still within the same GoodNotes app. All right, so let's recap real quick. So the things that I'm using on a daily basis is my digital. The things that I'm using at least once a week is my Hobonichi Weeks, mainly because it's also my wallet, in addition to my finances are all in here. So this is essentially my stack of planners. Journals, I have my JMB Living and I have my Hobonichi. And so I'll probably be in it at least once a week to just do all of the journaling and to put in any stickers or Happy Mail or anything that people send me. And then things that I'm currently not really using right now is my paper MakseLife, because I'm in the digital format, and my bullet journal. I do see myself coming back to my bullet journal pretty quickly in the next couple of months though, because work will be starting up in August, the kids will be going back in August, and frankly, I'm just gonna need the space because a lot of my work stuff was in here as well. So that is my planner and journal stack for essentially Q2/May. I am pretty excited about how everything for me has been going. I have a tendency to kind of overwhelm myself with my options. That's been one of my biggest downfalls in the planner world, is there's just so much good stuff out there. So I am going to go ahead and leave you here, and then I definitely encourage you to go over to Camellia's YouTube and watch her video as well. And I'm super excited. We're going to post on the same day, so I'm very excited to see her video also, just because I know that she's also in the weeks. She's actually using 2 weeks, one as a functional planner and one as a self-care planner, which is genius. I love that idea. And so I'm going to head over there and watch hers as well. If you have any questions about my controlled chaos, I feel like, but it's not really chaos, my controlled organization. If you have any questions about my systems, definitely feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know if you've ever watched any of my videos. What was the most fun video that you saw me like planning in? Did you like my digital videos, my cousins, my bullet journals, MakseLife? Like, what was your kind of favorite thing to watch me plan in? So thank you again so much for watching. Be sure to head over to Camellia's next, and I'll leave her information down below as well. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.